I haven't seen my hair in 6 months and it is time to take down these crusty braids. I am going to be doing a side-by-side comparison with the two most popular hair detangling brushes in the natural hair community right now, the Curl Keeper Flexi Brush, and I am also going to be doing a mini length check just to know how long my hair is right now. And lastly, I am going to be doing a henna treatment because it has been time since I last did one.
Oh, this is clean. This is clean. This is what I mean.
Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Now in this video I am going to be taking down my 6-month-old braids. These braids, I have had them in since November and I wash them every 2 weeks, but I take them down every 6 weeks just to ensure that I am getting rid of all the build up shed hair. Every single time I take them down to redo them, I always wash and condition my hair. Now before taking this particular braids down, last night I did a hot oil treatment with a combination of coconut oil, rosemary oil, neem oil and menthol. Now I came out this morning and I washed it with this Natural Gentle Touch moisturizing slash conditioning shampoo, and I went in with the conditioner, the conditioning therapy from the same brand. The shampoo was not very moisturizing because I have tried this a few times in the past. It gets your hair extremely clean, but moisturizing, I am not very sure of that. I might even go out on a whim and say that it might be a little bit stripping. For a shampoo, it does an amazing job, but for the reason which I bought it, which is moisturizing and conditioning as well as cleansing, it doesn't do a good job of the conditioning aspect. My Head and Shoulders still remains #1 for that, but the conditioner was surprisingly amazing. It had fantastic slip for detangling, and it also works well as a good leave-in conditioner. I can tell you with my full chest that this conditioner actually does better than the leave-in conditioner from this line as a leave-in conditioner, because I don't have any leave-in conditioner right now, so I had to use the conditioner as a leave-in conditioner, and this was amazing. So 10 out of 10, maybe 12 out of 10 for the conditioner. The shampoo is a 10 out of 10 if you just want something that will really get your scalp clean. Moisturizing shampoo, 3 out of 10 because it isn't that stripping, but it is stripping. Moving straight into the takedown process, I was taking the hair down one by one, the braids down one by one, then finger detangling properly as I took them down. Finger detangling till this day is not something I will ever think is for me, because I was doing the best I could when it came to the finger detangling, because I was not going in with any detangling brush immediately after taking down a braid, which I normally would. But because I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison, I had to finger detangle the most I could. It took way too much time. I didn't get out enough tangles. I do believe there is a technique to this, but it's something that I'm really not interested in at this point, because once it was time for the detangling process, I know that my hair wasn't fully detangled. Anyway, that was a good base for the side-by-side comparison of the brushes, but at the end of the comparison, my scalp was hurting. Let's now quickly detangle my hair, and the big daddies of this comparison, this battle, this hair detangling brush battle, is going to be the Curl Keeper Flexi Brush and the Unbrush. Something I want to say is that because I have been buying the knockoffs of these brushes for years now, I'm talking 4-5 years now, I didn't really know which was which because they didn't come with brand names. It turns out that the Unbrush that I have been claiming to have been using for years was actually the Curl Keeper Flexi Brush, and I only realized this when I went to buy one of the brushes for my brother's birthday, and I realized that it came smaller and more compact in size. I now had to take pictures of both of them, only to realize that the bigger one, the one that had more space, more real estate, and had the bristles flexi, was the Curl Keeper Flexi Brush, and that is what I have been using and buying for everyone for years, while the Unbrush was the smaller, more compact one. Now, side-by-side comparison. When I was detangling my hair, the Curl Keeper Flexi Brush does, I'm already used to it. It came through, it did what it was supposed to do, got my hair detangled the way it normally does. And what I would say is that despite the Unbrush being pretty small, it did a similar job. Like, yeah, the exact, no, let me not say exact same, but on similar level with the Curl Keeper brush. You would think that because the Curl Keeper had more real estate that it would get the job done quicker, but no, my experience was the same for both of them. The only thing I would say maybe was a slight or maybe a serious difference for some was when I was done detangling my hair with the Unbrush, my scalp was a bit more tender on that side, and because it was more tender on that side, my whole scalp started hurting. Shedding that came out from the two brushes, I was making sure to pick them up carefully, and the amount of shedding was the same on both brushes. Joined together, I didn't see much shedding. So we thank God for that, because I started a Minoxidil journey. I'm going to be talking about that in another video, and I am using the Minoxidil not because I'm balding or anything, but because I have realized that my hair was in a resting phase for a while, for at least more than 3 months. So I got the Minoxidil to ensure that my growth phase is extended. I am tired of using all this compares to Minoxidil. I want the gold standard, and I've got it. I've been using it for several weeks now, and I'm happy to announce that my hair, my scalp, my being, everything about me is pretty tolerant towards it. But again, we'll explain more in details in another video. Now, the winner of this brush battle, I would say for me, is the Keeper Flexi Brush. Not because the Unbrush is weaker or anything, but because the curl keeper I am used to. But if I cannot find the curl keeper anywhere, the Unbrush is the best alternative, honestly, because like I said, they do the same thing. It's just I don't know why my hair was tender once I was done detangling it with the Unbrush. And next time, I'm not going to do this finger detangling thing. Once I take down the braid, I'm going in with my fingers first to loosen up any tangles, then going in last with the brush to make sure no tangle, shed hair, or anything is hanging around. I was done detangling my hair. I went in with the henna treatment. This was the messiest henna application of my entire life. I left the henna out too long, because normally I use it within 6 hours of making it, just as long as the lozenge dye has been released. But this time around, I left it for more than 12 hours, came back, it be like say the thing spoil. So it was a huge struggle applying this to my hair. It was loose in some places, like water had separated from the dye in some places, then clumped up in other places. And this was very annoying, because with that crumbly feeling that I keep trying to avoid when I am using hair masks like this, I had it in plenty. I had it more than I have ever had it before. Made the whole process, and to make matters worse, the mask wasn't even enough. That's good and bad news in a way. It's basically good news because my hair has grown longer, so obviously I'm going to need more product to cover the hair. It's bad news because this whole process is way too messy, irritating, and annoying for me to have mishaps in the middle of the application. All in all, I managed to get it all across my hair. I don't think the application, the coverage was 100%, but went in, rinsed it with my conditioner. The thing was not easy to rinse out because it was crumbly and it was sticking to my hair. So I had to go in like 3 days later to wash it out with shampoo. Again, if you are doing this treatment, they said do not wash it out with shampoo. You have to wash it out with conditioner. A pain in the butt, but I do not want to find out what happens if I use shampoo immediately after applying the dye. The process is way too long and messy for me to mess up anything, because they said shampoo can affect the development of the dye. And I also did a length check. My hair is still hip length, but I have noticed an inch of progress, and that inch made me very happy. If you notice in some clips, I was doing some length checks here and there of my side hairs, this hair on my left and my right side, and I noticed significant growth, and I was so gassed. I was like, Jesus, is this Minoxidil finally working, or has my hair finally left the growth phase? It doesn't matter, because I'm finally seeing growth, despite the fact that in this past 6 months I have been dusting my ends just to ensure that when I take them down, I'm not creating more damage. And all in all, this length check in the past how many months of doing this length check, since April last year, that's a good year now. This length check I am very happy about, and it makes me very hopeful and excited for what I have in store. I plan on using the minoxidil for a very long time, because I am not balding or suffering hair loss in any way, shape, or form. I am strict about using it like for the rest of my life. I just want to be able to get to a certain goal at the appropriate time without interference from reduced growth phases and etc, etc. Well, this is what my hair looks like after I have rinsed out the henna, glossy and black, shiny. I was extremely tired after this whole process, so but we thank God that I'm done with it. Happy about my growth so far. If you're interested in seeing what my next hair growth challenge is going to look like, stay tuned for my next video. Subscribe to my channel if you like this video, if you want to see more content like this. Like if you liked, share if you care, and see you in my next one. Love you, choose.